So this tutorial is how to do mixture problems, which are very common in chemistry. So what you're talking about is having a certain percent of one solution plus a certain percent of another solution in order to get a percent of the desired solution that you want. So a mistake would be just to average 70 and 90, and you're not going to get 85%. So you have to put some of this mixture in and some of this mixture in order to get the right mixture of 85%. So you can do this by solving a system of equations. So first example, suppose you want 50 gallons of a mixture that is 15% saline. So you have this 15-gallon tank over here, and you only want 15% of it, or 50-gallon tank, and you only want 15% of it to be saline. If you have a container of 12% saline and a container of 22% saline, how much of each do you need to make the 50 gallons of 15% saline? So you have this, you have a big jug. We don't know how much of it, but we have some that's 12% saline and another one that's a little bit more, 22% saline. It has more saline in it. So how much of each should we put together in order to get 50 gallons of 15% saline? So what you have to think about is first we got to know our variables. So the question reads, how much of each solution? So we have two different types of solution. So I'm going to let A be the 12% saline solution, and then B be the number of gallons that we need of 22% saline solution. So there's two different equations that you're going to have. You're going to have one equation that's just relating the volume. So we know that we need 50 gallons. So that's why I wrote 50 equals A, because A is the number of gallons of 12% saline, plus B, and B is the number of gallons of 22% saline. So we know that A plus B has to be 50. The second equation is going to talk about our percentages, and we're referring to saline. So we need this, so if this is my saline equation, the amount of saline is going to be 12% of how many gallons we have of the A mixture or solution, plus 22% of the amount of gallons that we have of the B mixture has to be, this is our desired amount of saline, 15% of 50 gallons. So now I can solve this system. I have A plus B equals 50, and then 0.12A plus 0.22B has to equal 15% of 50. So 7.5. So you can solve this system different ways. You can do substitution, you can do elimination. I'm going to do elimination. So I'm going to eliminate the A by multiplying everything through by each side of the equation by negative 0.12. So it's going to be negative 0.12, or 1200ths A, minus 1200ths B equals negative 6. So I'm going to add these together. These two cancels out. So this is going to be 0.10B equals 1.5. Divide both sides by 1/10. Is dividing both sides by 1/10, remember, the same thing as multiplying by 10. So I'm just going to move this decimal over. So B equals 15. So that means we need 15 gallons of that solution. And therefore, since I have to add up to 50, we need 30 gallons, 35 gallons of the A solution. Alright, so let's try to read and understand this one. The desired concentration of lemon juice in lemonade is 60% lemon and 40% simple syrup. Suppose you want 5 gallons of lemonade and only have access to lemonade with 70% lemon and 25% lemon. How can you create the perfect lemonade? So I want to get, if I have this lemon juice is the same thing as lemon. If I want to have 60% lemon, I have to mix up this 70% and 25%. So I'm going to have to take some of each in order to make this perfect mixture. This 40% simple syrup is irrelevant because we're just talking about lemons. So again, I'm going to use the two variables. A is a 70% solution, or 70% lemonade, and B is a 25% lemonade. So the weaker lemonade and the stronger lemonade to get the perfect lemonade. So because I want 5 gallons of it, it's A plus B equals 5. And this represents 70% lemon plus 25% of the weaker one has to be 0.6 times 5 because this is my desired amount. So the desired amount of lemon is 60% of 5 gallons. So I'm going to write my equation. I have A plus B equals 5, 0.7A plus 0.25B equals 3. So you can either solve this by substitution or elimination. So I'm going to eliminate, so I'm going to multiply the top by negative 0.7. So I'm going to get negative 7/10 A plus negative 7/10 B equals, so to do negative 0.7 times 5, just do 7 times 5, which is 35, and then move the decimal back over. So it's negative 0.35, and I'm going to add these to eliminate my A's. So I'm going to add these two together is negative 0.45, and this is negative a half, negative 0.5. So I'm going to divide, oops, this is a B, so divide both sides by negative 0.45. And you get 1.1 repeating gallons. So I'm going to use it, if you're going to do gallons, you're really going to probably end up with, it's better to write it as a fraction. I'd write it as a fraction, 1 1/9 gallons. So in order to get 5 gallons total, that means that the number of gallons we need of the other types of lemonade is we're going to need 3 8/9 gallons.